Hello, my name is Heidi Gross. I'm a volunteer with the Business Advocacy Committee at the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce. Today I am visiting with candidate Bill Pownall. Thanks for being here, Bill, who is running for the state legislature, House District number 52. So we've invited Mr. Pownall to talk with us today about his views on business issues. So to begin with, Bill, can you please provide an example of a way that you've supported the Campbell County business community?
Yeah, I'm of course born and raised here in Campbell County, and was in law enforcement for 39 years. So during that time, we were, obviously supported the business community in that aspect of trying to keep crime at a low and keeping the citizens safe. And to me, that was at that time period, and especially when I became sheriff, I always looked at it, if you keep a low crime rate and a safe community, it would draw business in.
Right.
So I worked hard at that, trying to get that accomplished, and I feel that we did. I mean, we offered a lot of different programs that we had for the businesses. We provided a lot of different talks to their employees on the do's and don'ts and the bad things about drugs and what to look for suspicious activity and things of that nature. But also, while I was there, I sat on the corrections board.
Okay.
And I was on the corrections board for 12 years. And of course, that board, oversees from what the Department of Corrections would send people up to a halfway house. And we overseen that by the folks that they wanted to send in.
Okay.
And of course, some of the folks, if they had a real severe criminal history, violent history, we'd always turn them down. We didn't feel that they were what the community needed or the business community, because in turn, I found early on, if some of those folks got in here, that they didn't always mind their P's and Q's, and of course they were returned back to the state penitentiary. So those are some of the things, and I've always been supportive of the local businesses. I have a ranching business that I'm a third generation rancher on this particular ranch, where my granddad homesteaded, my dad had it, and I eventually bought it from my dad. So we've always, the family, we've always supported the businesses here, purchased a lot of the items that we use on the ranch out there. We tried to purchase here what was available here. So I've been very supportive of businesses here in Campbell County.
Okay,
so
great.
Campbell County is a good place to live.
It is a great place to live. All right, so as a state representative then, what would you do to improve the overall business climate here in Campbell County? Well,
I think, it's, I know we're going through some tough times now due to the downturn of the economy with the energy industry. So I'm not a big proponent of raising taxes or anything on businesses, and actually during this last session I voted voted in favor of lowering taxes in oil, some of the smaller oil wells that produce less oil and stuff. So I try to support the idea of less taxes on businesses, because the more money they have to pay out on taxes is less money they have to hire employees, to improve their business output. So my thoughts are is there's other things we can do to probably raise money, and I'm having I talk about not raising taxes, but I think there needs to be a tax on internet sales. Those folks that that sell out of state, they're paying taxes in their home state.
Yeah.
Not necessarily sales tax, but they're paying taxes there.
Right.
I feel that if they're selling to the area in the state of Wyoming or Campbell County, they should pay a sales tax, because that to me puts a disadvantage to the local businesses. So that's one thing that I know the Senator Enzi has been trying to get through, but I think that we need to do it at a state level, is to force that issue. So that's one thing I'm looking at. How to get there. I know it would be a battle, but I think that's to me is a good thought, because you got to have a fair table here when you're looking at this. So, and another idea I think too is tort reform. I know several years ago they had a bill that it was actually on the ballot for tort reform, and it was voted down. and I'd really, I'd like to see something like that come back.
Okay.
And I've talked to some folks that are interested in trying to bring that back. But I believe that if you have tort reform, it would bring more businesses into the state. It would obviously, one thing it would do would be a reduction in their insurance costs. So, and a few other things. I mean, there's, and I'm not saying that if a business creates an issue intentionally, that they should get by with it. No, this is strictly for things that happen that are out of their control. So that's another thing I've looked at. And do I have all the answers? No, no. I in my previous job, I always tried to surround myself with good quality people, and in this same thing, I want to listen to good people that have good ideas, and I can be the carrier of that knowledge. So
great. Okay, thank you. So, as a state representative, then, Bill, what is your vision for the state of Wyoming, say, the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I've been asked, what's it going to be like here in 3 to 5 years? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, and I can't say for sure, and I'm not going to guess, but I do believe the economy will improve. Energy in Wyoming's been here forever. We've seen the downturn in our economy before, and we've always rebounded due to things that may happen out of the country or in other areas of the world. So I believe, I'm pretty sure that the oil is going to come back. I think that the coal. I don't think we're going to see the coal industry as vibrant as it was, and of course I do believe that they will come back. I think they'll be strong, but I don't think we're going to see it like it was. And there's a lot of reasons, of course, that they're in a downturn. One, of course, is the war against them on the current administration. And I feel if we get that changed, it'll help dramatically.
Yep.
The other is that the low price in natural gas. There's some competition there. So. Yeah. And Mother Nature. Mother Nature has a tendency to direct sales and stuff in energy. So, but I look in 3 to 5 years. I think that our economy will be back up there, and I think it's going to be due to energy. I think energy is still Wyoming's #1 job producer, and I think it will continue to be. I think that. We talk about the other things that can be utilized, solar energy, wind energy, and things like that, which I'm not against, but we haven't got the technology there that's going to replace the coal, oil, or gas, or uranium. So, and I think we're years away from that. So, I look for a strong economy, and I think it's going to be based a lot on the energy, and I think we need to eliminate a lot of regulations and stuff too.
Okay.
That keep their hands tied and stuff. So, these companies. They go in, they want to do good. They're not trying to destroy this country. They're not trying to destroy the area or the land and stuff like that. They're just as conscientious about it as some of these environmental groups, but they're pushing a little unscientific stuff on them, I think. So.
Right. So as an elected official then, what actions could you take to see that vision come to fruition then? Well,
in the past, I've always been currently where I'm sitting in the House now, I've always voted on things. For one example was the trying to reduce taxes for them in some aspects of it. Because they do pay a horrendous amount of taxes.
Yes.
As far as other things that I can do, it depends on what's presented. I don't have any, ideas at this time what I can do to assist, other than I think we need to hold back regulations. I think that we have, even in state government, I think there's probably an abundance of regulation, but the federal government is the real issue. So, do I have a complete answer on that? No, I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much today, Bill, for being with us. We appreciate your time very much. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
Well, I wish, I hope to see everybody get out and vote. I would urge to vote for Bill Pownall on the primary election. It's an important election. We're going to go through some hard times here in the future, and tough decisions are going to have to be made. There's going to be decisions made that probably everybody's not going to agree with. But I think that where I've been down in Cheyenne for the last 2 years, I haven't had time to really get my feet wet, but I do believe that that you need to go down there and work hard, and I plan on doing that for the citizens of Campbell County.
All right.
So,
well, thank you.
Thank you.